Mona's favourite line and action.
What do you want from me, Max?
Right, we are just about to film the first scene where you see Mona waking up inside of this weird, ominous,
Let's have a look at this weird place.
occultic place. All this symbolism stuff here. You know, yeah, it's good. Obviously, we're not worshipping or evoking the devil in any way, shape, or form. We don't believe in that. But the character that Jack, that I do play, does believe in that. So this is his weird room.
It's been really good fun, very exciting. I really enjoyed the last 2 days in particular because it's been a real range of emotions and it's shown Mona's vulnerable side and also her fiery, feisty side. So yeah, it's been really good fun.
Bearing in mind that, you know, Curtis is a fabulous cameo for me, you know, which luckily means that you don't have to slave away for months on end doing your research when you've got a lovely little cameo. And it's very well written as well, so it's fairly obvious how he functions. The thing that I had to think about most was, as always, getting into the mind of a psychopath when you're not a psychopath, and I'm not a psychopath. So I've spent time drifting away in silence at home, just thinking psychopathic thoughts, just to see what that's like. You know, to think, well, when I think psychopathic thoughts, I'm repulsed by them and I'm, you know, find them very non-conducive to my normal way of thinking. Whereas as a character like this, you have to be able to hold those thoughts and you know, be normal with those thoughts in your head. So exposure therapy to psychopathic thoughts was my research.
You know, Jack is a very interesting and a very dark and foreboding character, which really required an absolute variation of my headspace, which was zero tolerance and very short, sharp, and just brutal. When I'm trying to mix that in with directing as well, I think sometimes in, you know, reality versus, you know, made up reality as we do in the world of acting, it's almost like I don't want any of that to bleed into the directing, because obviously what happens when you're so intense with the character of Jack, push that into the directing, you almost lose your crew and your cast and everything. So it's about trying to keep things very balanced.
Stephanie's a very sassy, confident character, and I've been given the opportunity to play with an accent, which has been fun. My life experience has allowed me to sort of take on the role of Stephanie quite naturally. As a former lawyer, all law students have worked in a bar. Never trust anyone who's not worked in a bar or hasn't worked as a waitress. That would be my advice.
We are creating a nice, simple look. Just an average day for a nice photo.
Oh, there's a nice bit of posing there, like that. That's great.
So we are in this lovely hotel room. Just trying to do all of the photo shoots, so for all the photos that we need for the film. So we've got the nice photo at the side of the bed, that's very nice and pretty. And then we're going to make her incredibly bloody after that.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm really excited.
You sound excited.
This is the whole reason why I signed up, just to be splattered with books.
I've been laying with the devil. I've been laying with the
think, you know, the sign of a good acting role on a good project is when you thoroughly enjoy the challenge. So it's been challenging, psychopathic thoughts, but it's been thoroughly enjoyable. My final scene today was a real treat working with Gracie, who plays Mona. It was a potentially difficult scene with some sexual threat, yeah, Gracie was an absolute delight to work with. And as a highlight, I got to lick her face. So, reward.
It's been really fun to be bloodied up a lot, and it's been quite interesting because we did the crime scene, obviously, that was nice and gory, and the scene that we've just done was a revelation-ary scene, without giving away too much.
Coming off the back end of it, after the post-production's all been done, and then you sit down in the edit suite, and then you basically you feel where the vibe of the film has come to life. You know, from when you first start scripting an idea to when you start getting on set. You know, sometimes when you translate that to the picture afterwards, when you sit down, there are some elements of magic that you didn't necessarily see or you didn't predict would come out, because when characters and actors come together, sometimes, you know, just magic happens and it's just beautiful. I would say the strongest and probably most proudest element of this whole project has actually got to be the hotel scene, where you see Max just sat down with nothing else but him, his thoughts and his past. I feel that very, very much so, that the element of Max Payne is it's not all about action. It's not all about him taking out all of the bad guys. It's actually about the world that he lives in and what happens to him within that world. And how is this guy dealing with, you know, like the fact that his wife and kids and everyone's been killed. Like, it's very brutal as a story. When I think of Max Payne, I think of like a dark and foreboding character. I think of a dark and foreboding sort of atmosphere, you know, so I'm thinking of cellos and violins. So very much like from early on, I was like, you know, we have to create that within the project itself, but bring it to life in a little bit of a way that lends itself to our tale of the project. You know, because obviously our story is set in the Max Payne universe. It doesn't necessarily follow the structure of Max Payne 1 or 2. It's sort of a combination of them both. So trying to create something that feels very, very much like it's familiar, but also a tiny bit different was, you know, the directive approach from early on.
I would say you can't, in terms of advice for low to no budget films, it's not an obstacle, I don't think. I think you can 100% work with what you have. I mean, we shot the whole of Max Payne on a photography camera, so a Canon 6D. As long as you know you've got good people around you that can do multiple roles. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, myself and the director, Leroy, literally split ourselves into about 10 different crew jobs, I'd say. So I think advice would be just to plan and organise exactly what you want to do, where you want to shoot, and so you've got a good vision, and you just got to be resourceful with what you have.
Don't let the rejection stop you, because you're not always going to get every audition you go to, and it can be quite demoralising. But yeah, just keep going, keep auditioning. One piece of advice a teacher gave me was, if you do 6 things for your career every day, you will continue working, whether that's updating your acting CV or applying for a job or reading a book, just anything. If you do 6 things a day, you'll continue working as an actor. And I really found that advice very useful. So yeah.
As somebody that started this whole process with nothing more than a random idea that I just wanted to make this film come to reality, I think the best advice I could ever give someone is, whatever it's going to take for you to do it, just do it. Whatever it's going to take for you to get people to believe in what you do, just do it anyway. You know, I think going into the project, the toughest thing was, you know, when you say to people that you've got an idea and then everyone starts asking you about, you know, technical questions, which you obviously need to have an answer to. So like, you know, who is your crew? You know, what's your budget? You know, where are your locations? What's your, you know, end vision? You know, when you don't really have that in the start and all you have is just your beliefs and your dreams, a lot of the time it's very hard for people to believe in what you're doing. So I would say when you get that and you get those opinions where people, or the majority of people won't see what you're trying to create, just believe ultimately in what you're going to do. Because, you know, I'd be absolutely honest with you. I think going into this project with no budget and not really much of an idea how I was going to finish, all I knew was that I was going to do it. And that's all you've got to know.
Most of the actors I know who have given up or have been forced out of the industry, it was for nothing more mundane than money. So, you know, in your early days, because you have to take whatever work you can for the experience, etc., and those jobs tend to not pay very well. So you can't rely on your skill as an actor to earn you money. You may get lucky, and you may, but it's best to bank on the assumption that you won't. So for those early years, have some other way of earning money so that you can stay in the game. Because if you can't stay in the game, then it's over.
Smoothing your light.
Oh, come on. Lighten up. Don't be so serious.
Like, I want to get more inside of the mind a little bit of Max in this moment. Yes. Right, let's take on this guided tour, come make it. This is where the action goes down. So the main thing why I wanted the boxes with the black wrap is because we've got a fairly limited size space. So I wanted to be able to create a bit of a dimension so that there's slight breaks within the actual atmosphere that there is here. Because if you imagine this place without these boxes, you don't really get anything to be able to hide behind or anything. So we're looking to create something quite exciting. I'll take you a bit further, it's not quite complete. I've got a little end bit here. One of the guys gets taken out and then there's a bit of a scuffle. Max gets hit in the head down here. There's a nice little section here, fast action reload there. So visually it's coming together quite nice. Obviously you need to see the end once it's all completed.
Look at how many boxes I've packed. Look, hands of a girl that does manual labour and set design.
And action. There, so that's your position. Random another one of those in again, please. Slow again. And action. Cool. Action. And before you know it, it's like, oh, shit, it's already got the shots off. Oh, bang, bang. And goes down. And step out of shot and then walk into that position, and then I'm going to go bang, bang, and then go down. Okay, cool. And action. Bang, bang! Tastes so sweet. What I think we should do is, if we simplify what we've just made a tiny bit more complex, but simplify it. Do the dialogue with the knife here. So it's like, I think I'm just going to cut to the good bit. Then maybe fold the knife. Then pull on the hair. And then the line, oh, I think it looks so sexy. Scared. And then we're cutting that as a scene from there. Between Chloe and myself, Chloe's the producer, who's been amazing helping us do this, by the way. It's taken about, to set this whole room up, probably about, I'd say about 7 hours. That's from being an empty factory to literally having all these, if you come up here, you see these stuff going across. Come through here, we made a little makeshift room up. Let's just set this out of the way, everything's in the way. We've got a little makeshift walkway where, you know, bad stuff can go on also. But it's literally been about 8 hours, 7 hours to set it up.
Cool.
Looks good.
Nice.
Looks good. So, watch this space. Pain is coming.
Because at least we can wipe it off the towels. I'm really nervous now. Ready?
Okay, take 2 of Blood Flicking by the professional Laura Johnson here. Go.
I've got an idea. You say 1, 2, 3. So that it's not like a complete surprise.
Go!
Keep everything closed. 1, 2, 3.
Get on.
This is Jack Lupino pumping up before he shoots.
shoulders pumped. All about that shoulder pump. Half of it. Hi guys, and welcome to our first official. That was really cheesy. Fuck. Half of myself here. Oh, let me sort that out. Fucking hell, that was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? A bit dodgy. Right, let's start again. Hi guys, today without you guys sharing the love and sharing the project. That was really fucking loud. Let me start that fucking again. Wow, shit. Alright. Hi guys, I just want to have a polo, quickly just talk to you real quick. I'm currently trying to get the frame just sorted out, but I'm testing a different picture style because I just want to see if the light, if it's enough with the added contrast, or whether I go for a cine style and give it a nice flat picture, depending on what I want. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is Joe. Joe doesn't like to smile.
I do smile. I just smile with the side of my mouth.
Do it again.